The coffin of Iran's late supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, is on display at his funeral ceremony in Tehran. Alongside him are the coffins of his 3-year-old granddaughter, his eldest daughter, son-in-law and daughter-in-law. Khamenei and his family were killed in a joint US-Israeli strike in February. Political and diplomatic figures from outside Iran are expected to attend. The public ceremony will start on Saturday in the capital, followed by a procession through holy cities in Iraq and Iran. He'll be buried in his birthplace of Mashhad. The funeral was scheduled for March, but it was delayed due to the war on Iran. We're going to bring in Aslani. He's a senior research fellow at the Center for Middle East Strategic Studies, and he's joining us from Tehran. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. A significant event in Tehran's history. At the same time, do you think that Iran will be hopeful that this will send some sort of message around the world?
Well, Rob, I was coming to the studio. I saw in the city that there were preparations on the way, and the city is expecting a huge amount of people from the city itself or other cities across the country will be coming to the capital city, and the funeral and farewell ceremony is expected to be somehow witnessing a huge population here, and foreign dignitaries and officials are now paying tribute to the late leader of Iran. This is somehow, following the recent war against the country, could send a signal and a message to the outside the country that the man who was the architect of the defense against the two powerful armies in the world now is receiving this farewell, and his funeral ceremony is being held, and this could somehow yet again could unite the country, because many people from different factions and walks of lives are going to attend that ceremony. And at the time that the country is engaging in the negotiations with the United States, as well as leaving behind the war, this could somehow create that sense of unity which is yet needed in the country, because the shadow of the war has not been removed from above the country, and in future this unity is needed. So that's why this could again feel that sense and the rally around the flag in the country.
One could perhaps understand a country feeling some sort of unity at a major event like this. This would possibly happen in many countries around the world. At the same time, how likely is it, do you think, that that sense of unity will last? It wasn't that long ago, before the war, that we did see, of course, large-scale protests in Iran, particularly over the economy.
In the wake of the recent aggression, one of the things that could somehow, in addition to Iran's missile power, that guaranteed the survival of the system and the country, was this unity and even presence of the people across different streets or squares, condemning the aggression and supporting the government. And currently people are more than ever are feeling that threat against the country. Their perception of external threat has been strengthened. So that's why they also need that the security is their top most priority, and without that security, economy cannot also be improving. And depending on the situation, how the government acts, I think this unity more or less can continue, and this is something can also work as a driving force for the negotiating team to be able to secure the interests at the negotiating table, or also they can continue to somehow make sure that in the case of any, new developments or any crisis, this unity or this, public support can work as a, influential factor in tackling with any, problem. So that's why, in addition, this is also the feelings of the people who are, feeling that they have lost a great leader of the country, and this is in addition to the, the other deterrence issue or unity. This is also about their emotions and feelings about the leader they have lost, and because of this gap between his loss and now that there is funeral, I think this is the moment for them in order to somehow express emotions and to attend the ceremony for to bid farewell to their leader.
A lot of analysts we've been speaking to during the course of the war have been saying one of the outcomes of it is that Iran's position, if you like, geopolitical position in the region certainly has changed to some degree. There is a large contingent of foreign leaders and diplomats at this ceremony. Are you seeing any new countries at this ceremony that you wouldn't perhaps have seen before, or are there countries who are not attending whom you would have expected to see there?
For sure, when you're, talking about Iranian leader and Iran, there are countries who might not be willing to attend, or they have not been in good terms with Iran, including some European or Western countries. They sided with the United States and Israel in the war against the country, so there was not expectation to see them in a high level of delegations coming from those countries. But the point is that from the region, we are seeing high-level officials who are coming to Tehran and attending the ceremony. And this has been also the priority of Iranian foreign policy, to improve relations with regional and Asian countries. And despite the recent, let's say, war or skirmishes in the region, it's also important to see that those officials are coming from the region, and this indicates that they somehow prioritize also relations with Tehran.
Abbas Aslani, please forgive me, we're going to have to leave it there. I'm
also
kind of conscious of the time we have, but Abbas Aslani, Senior Research Fellow at the Centre for Middle East Strategic Studies, thank you very much indeed for being with us.